called her, I said, yo, let's go to the dirty motel and get nasty. She said, let's do it. That wasn't even the Hyatt. This is shit you can't take your socks off. This the shit where you gotta take the comforter off because you can't trust the comforter.
Now let me ask you, if you can't trust the comforter, how can you trust the sheets?
You take a chance, man. Yo, I'm still out here living lawless, Beth. I'm just saying, man.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think, Stat? If you can't trust the comforter, can you trust the sheets? You can't?
See, y'all want to spice your life up.
No, I don't want to spice my life up like that. Like, I've actually complained. Like, when you see certain things, I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Some things you're just not doing anymore.
Yeah, then your hair, your top of your head be itching and all that.
No, it's not even that. You just never know. Like, I'm okay. You think about spice your life. I don't want to live on the edge.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Because I act like the way y'all acted with Sid.
To the Lakers. So LeBron is actually facing heat because he said nobody wants to be in Memphis, and he says they should actually move to Nashville. So on a show, he was asked about traveling in the NBA, and he said, oh, pardon my curse words because he said a lot here. He said, a random fucking Tuesday in Milwaukee, staying at the fucking Hyatt at 41 years old. You think I want to do that shit? Being in Memphis on a fucking random ass Thursday? I'm not like the first guy to even talk about it in the NBA. We're all like, you guys have to move. Go over to Nashville. You got Vanderbilt over there. You got NASCAR. You got a stadium. Don't they got a hockey team too? So he basically stood on what he said because he was facing a lot of backlash, especially from the people who live in the city of Memphis. But Mase, do you think he's being overly scrutinized, or do you think, he might have overstepped a little bit, even if that's what he felt?
I mean, with the news in the last couple of years, Memphis has gotten a very bad reputation from the artists that have been killed there. People get killed everywhere, and not making light of that, but just the history, just the recent history, not Elvis. We're not talking about all the way back then. We're talking about in the last 5 to 7 years. It's been crazy in Memphis. I mean, you've seen, I think even a NBA player got killed in Memphis. Then Tennessee altogether has been kind of crazy. I wouldn't just say Memphis, but if we're talking about Memphis, they have a very bad reputation right now. And you don't even want to add hip hop to it. It's just crazy right now. And if this is the city and this is where the stars are doing, you can only imagine what the regular life is like, because you're getting this from A-list celebrities. You're getting A-list celebrities walking around with the fire, promoting the fire. So it's crazy in Memphis right now. And sometimes it's entertaining for people to watch, but somebody got to tell them they're televising your demise.
He also said a random Tuesday in Milwaukee. What do you and the people of Milwaukee have to say that?
Ron, chill out. But this is what happens, right? You grow up in Akron, Ohio. You move to LA. You start thinking you from LA. You think you from Miami, and then all of a sudden somebody say, hey, you from the Midwest as well.
Nigga don't like the Hyatt. Ron gets some money. Nigga said a random. What he said, a random Tuesday in the Hyatt?
Yes.
Nigga
Did
don't
you stay in the
Hyatt?
Staying at fucking Hyatt at 41 years old. I think I want to do that shit.
I stayed in it last time I stayed in the Hyatt, man. I think I was about 21, 22. The Hyatt is like, what, a motel?
No, the Hyatt is not a motel. It's a regular hotel. But there's no Four Seasons in Memphis. Like, where are you going to stay?
Hey, Larry, that's when you really uppity. You say, the Hyatt is a motel. Is that a motel?
Yeah. See me?
It's a slot off. That's what it is.
I still do the 40 for 3 hours. It's 40. I'm still at the Capri Inn. That's why I'm asking. I'm like, damn, how is the slide off, damn? Yo, you hear that, Sin? We can't do the Capri and $40 for 3 hours no more.
See, Bron is thinking like he's speaking for people that's like married. You can't bring your wife and your children in the Hyatt. You just can't do that.
There's people who bring their wife and children in the Hyatt, though, murder.
I know. I'm saying at that level, like you're not gonna see Grant Hill and Tamia in the Hyatt or like. Right, I'm just saying it's levels. It's levels.
No, I dig that.
But so a person like LeBron, the Hyatt is like a slide off. I'm not saying it's a slide off hotel, but to somebody like LeBron, that's not that he would slide off, but that's like a slide off hotel. You get what I'm saying, Larry? Yeah. For that level, like Tom Cruise, he wouldn't be at the Hyatt. He might. I can't say, you know. I gotta watch my words. Niggas try to watch my words.
See, that's why. That's why. I, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man. To each his own. Cause
I told you I was eating breakfast and I walked past Savannah James and her friends was looking at me. So I gotta watch my words, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying, like. I understand where you're coming from and where LeBron's coming from, actually. But I got this happened about maybe a year ago now. She's a nice female. She got a nice job, making about $160 a year, real decent job. And I called, I said, yo, let's go to the dirty motel and get nasty. She said, let's do it. That wasn't even the Hyatt. This is the shit you can't take your socks off. This the shit where you gotta take the comforter off because you can't trust the comforter.
Now let me ask you, if you can't trust the comforter, how can you trust the sheets?
You take a chance, man. Yo, I'm still out here living lawless, Beth. I'm just saying, man.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think, Stat? If you can't trust the comforter, can you trust the sheets? You can't?
See, y'all want y'all spice your life up.
No, I don't want to spice my life up like that. Like, I've actually complained. Like, when you see certain things, I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Some things you're just not doing anymore.
Yeah, then your hair, your top of your head be itching and all that.
No, it's not even that. You just never know. Like, I'm okay. You talk about spice your life. I don't want to live on the edge.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Because I act like the way y'all acting with Sid. And he I'm bougie. Where 04 killer at? Bring 04 killer back. I don't want this new nigga. He called me Love Jones, all type of shit, man. So once in a while, I just backtrack.
Yeah.
But to answer the question, Memphis is tough, man.
Yeah, anything with an N on the end of it is dangerous.
Memphis is really tough, man. Shout out to Pebbles, man. She just came home a little while ago. What up, Pep? I ain't see Pebs in a little minute. But to say, I don't think this is my opinion, right? I understand where LeBron's coming from and why he would say it, but to me, just me, I wouldn't say it out loud. Because it's like this, right? And he's right. It's been other players who said this. He's not the first person to say it. But he's, whether he likes it or not, he's the face of the NBA, one of the faces of the NBA. And where he says carries a lot of weight. And he may not give a fuck. He like, man, whatever, killer. Fuck you talking about? You go spend the night in Memphis. Because I'm not. You know, I've been asked to be, and I'm being honest, I'm not even being funny. It's been times I've done shows in Memphis, not recently, but I've been asked to go to Memphis recently, and I haven't because I just don't know what's going on in the city. I don't mean that in a bad way, but if you take basketball away from Memphis, imagine how bad it would be without a team. At least a team you gives you some entertainment 41 nights out the week. At least you could say, I got John Moran. At least you could say, yo, we got Zach Randolph. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's something to look forward to. if you take that away, and I get it, bro, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying the city wouldn't have nothing else to look forward to. It is bad. Nigga, the phrase is hard out here for a pimp is from over there, man. They got a song about it, my nigga. It's bad. We just watched an organized kidnapping when niggas drove from Memphis to Dallas.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You could get killed in front of the arena.
Yeah, listen. Yo, bro.
We got to get out of there.
Bro, what I'm saying is niggas drove from Memphis to Dallas with a contract that was already ready. And not just that, parents were there. Like the parents was in on it. Like it was adults and parents and grandparents in there, bro. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? And I always bring, I'm not making fun of this, but I'm saying it because I'll be like, you know, a lot of times I pick and choose what I eat too, because I'm like, people die over food. Like, you know, where's P&B Rock, God bless the dead, died over food. And I always say, yo, damn, Young Dolph just was trying to get some cookies. You know what I'm saying? You can't even go get cookies. It's bad in Memphis. So, like I said, I hope the city gets better. I got some friends out there that...
I think it's just life is cheap in Memphis. Yeah,
I don't know what it is, but it's a bad city, but I get where LeBron is coming from. I could say it, but you know, I'm the face of it is what it is. So when you the face of the whole NBA, people in Memphis are taking the wrong way, because I think if you take the team from Memphis,
it gets crazy.
It gets crazy, bro.
If you think this is crazy, it just get crazy. Remember, there was I think it was somewhere in Tennessee. I'm not sure if it was Memphis, but Loren's right. You know, got killed, an NBA player. So it's by his wife, and it started in Memphis. So anything can happen in Memphis. It don't matter if you're on the team or off the team. And that's why people tell people like Ja Morant, you know, chill out and try to go in a different direction. Because in Memphis, anything can happen, celebrity or not.
Yeah. Okay, so y'all know I'm a positive person. So before we go to break, what is a city that y'all feel like is underrated that maybe a lot of people don't go to, that you were actually like, dang, I didn't even have this expectation, but you know, this is a tough city?
So you're doing more negative, but you're positive?
This is positive. Like a lot of people, because a lot of people agreed with him, and a lot of people in Memphis was like, no, this city, you know, because they're going to rep their city. But what's the city that you went to, you didn't really know, and then you're like, oh, this city's lit.
Oh, good. In a good way. For me, it was Phoenix, Scottsdale. That was a place I never would have thought to go. One time I went there, and I really enjoyed it. It was really nice. And San Diego was another place that I really enjoyed.
Okay.
I think both those cities that Mace said is nice. If you're looking at landscape and everything else, you talking about the chicks, nasty. It depends on what you're talking about, Stat.
See, again, you like to spice things up. You have a different criteria.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, because you narrow it down to what's lit and what's
Well, I'll give you 3. Okay, we'll do landscape and aura.
Okay.
2, women. You were like, dang, they bad.
Okay.
3, let's do like relaxing.
Okay. I like that. For relaxing, let's go relax. I think Mace is correct. Scottsdale is really good. I like Scottsdale. It gets hot there. It's fucking burning. It's a little hotter than Nevada, actually. I've had some glasses on the dashboard and they melted in the dashboard, like when I left them in the car. But it's you're not gonna bump into a lot of niggas. And if you do, they gonna be mad they bumped into you too. You know what I'm saying? so yeah, this nigga, they'll be more mad, because most time it's athletes or old niggas, fucking rappers out here now and all that shit.
Yeah, you thought you got away.
Yeah, they thought they mad, they see me. I like that. So that's that. Then when you got women, it's a lot of underrated cities, man. I can't name one city, but one city that I will name is that, I would say Detroit. And I haven't been there in a long time because it's the no-fly zone. I don't know the rules of the no-fly zone.
You think Detroit is underrated?
As far as women?
I don't think that when it come to women, they're underrated.
No, well, that's a great point. It's just I haven't been to see them in a while. Maybe that's a, that's a good point, Mace, because listen, there's a lot of, Seattle is great. A lot of Midwest states too, Indianapolis. Like I said, I think we had this before. I didn't say Detroit, I actually said Minneapolis because it's so cold there, there's a lot of beautiful women there. And to me, landscape, a city that's underrated, it's not in America, but it's still in North America, is Vancouver. Vancouver is a very beautiful city, man. It has the worst skid row I've ever seen. It's 4 or 5 blocks of badness where bums attack you, everything. You like, if you stay away from them 4 blocks, the landscape, the vision, like Vancouver is a very, 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 very pretty city as far as landscape is concerned.
See, dope answers. I'm going to give my 2 cents and I'm going to say Utah because growing up on the East Coast, there's a lot of states over here that I am not going to lie, and you don't know till you travel. I thought they were going to be racist. I thought that we weren't going to be welcomed. I was just like, those are just states you don't go to. And I had a ball. Like,
in Utah?
Yes.
Utah.
You was skiing?
Utah's
No,
fun.
I was just hanging out. When was it? I mean, it's always like basically snow season.
When
but
you
like 2 weeks ago.
wasn't we? Yeah, like,
Well, we always end up in the
Crazy
same
stat.
places at different times because he was like,
Utah
"You want to go
got
to
a
the fake
Waffle
snow
House.
place?"
you said
I
that
did not know that.
You said you was going snowing in the mountains.
I did
When-
over here 2 weeks ago,
Yeah, for what?
just for fun.
Yeah. Fair. We was up in the mountains snowmobiling. We was in some clouds. It was crazy, man. But
Nice.
don't blow it because I was
Keep
like,
going. I spent all that stuff.
because you
but
know what happened? I was around some real white people, and they was like, yeah, they wanted to say nigga out. I know they wanted to. They looked at me and said, it's too congested. I was like,
like I know what that means. Got it.
they wanted to say it's too many. Actually, let's bleep that out, Nick. Let's keep this under wraps for we get back to. When we get back over to the Waldorf, we see 92 niggas there.
You
next
remember I
season.
called you from black people.
Yeah, yo, Mace, the nigga, yo, fam, they got some shit now in the aspect called about what the
That
fuck?
be looking lit.
Yeah.
I said, this is too much money to be around black people. I gotta go.
Did we see any black? I don't think we saw any
We
black.
see one black
yeah.
nigga, maybe one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm on to Albuquerque.
listen.
It's fire.
You ever been to Albuquerque?
I'm making my way. I want to go to Wyoming next. Like I have to go to these little places over here. Like I just never.
Just to chime in real quick
Yeah.
for you and everybody else. Utah, like you said, I used to have that perception too years ago. I'm talking about. Well, Utah is very white, but it's one of the non-racist states that you could go
Yes.
to. Like if you black, they're gonna treat you even better. Like,
Yes.
oh look at them, come on, like it's.
No, yes, exactly. They're just catering to you.
They cater to you. Yeah. Yo,
Look at him.
Look, yeah.
Look at him.
Your rich friend lives in Utah. Your rich friend lives in Utah.
Who's that?
Tommy.
Oh yeah.
Kim got rich friends in Utah.
Yo, fam,
Is he
me and
black?
Larry, we got doing some land out there, and because a lot shout out to the Mormons as well out
Yes.
there, and it's a lot of Hawaiian people out there. But we're driving, and it's actually Larry friend that introduced me to it. He's driving, he's like, yeah, that's my mountain right there. I'm like, yeah, mountain? He said, yeah, I own that mountain. Then he says, yo, you want some water? So yeah, give me water. He said, yeah, it's the water from my mountain that we make. And I'm like, yo, hold on, you making water? He's like, yeah, I own that mountain too. Fam, shout out to Tommy, man.
Yeah, Tommy.
Tommy got a lot of land out there. Big shout out to Tommy. But Utah is a very non-racist state, even though it's a majority white. But why you think that's what I was saying? That's why AJ from BYU don't want to leave college. If Utah don't want to get that, he is
You should
probably.
ask for a mountain next semester. That's what I would do. Now that you put us up on game, AJ asked for a mountain. They want you to stay there. Say, I need a whole mountain.
Fam, I asked him, I said, how much you pay for it? He said, I bought it in the 80s, like $12,000. How much now?
Wow.
Like, Cam, you don't ask. He had to, don't even ask because you can't afford it. And I'm not selling it even if you want to ask.
That'd be crazy, AJ Mountain.
Yeah.
That's lit.
But that's why I think he really don't want, that's why they pumping, he's not leaving school. He's staying because if Utah don't want to leave get that #1 pick, Yo, bro, I'm just telling you, he's probably treated so good in Utah and could get anything and be like, yo, I'm a full-fledged nigga. And like you said, Murder, that nigga have about 17 mountains on water, all type of shit. So I really believe if Utah don't get the #1 pick, go back to BYU, nigga, because they treated me and Stat the way they treat me, Stat and Larry.
I get it.
They treated me, Stat and Larry, like the way they treat us. They probably treating that nigga
royalty.
Turkey Al Sheik.
Royalty, yes.
Niggas had the donuts walking around in the mouth.
Yeah. Nigga mother said, we are not playing for nobody else. Get your degree. That's what his mom and dad said, we gonna run with the degree.
LeBron James has spent more than 2 decades in the NBA, and during that time, he has learned exactly how much weight his words can carry. Every comment he makes on a podcast, at a press conference, or even as part of a casual joke can be clipped, screenshotted, and turned into a headline within minutes. So when he appeared on the YouTube show Bob Does Sports back in early April, most viewers were expecting the normal combination of golf, basketball talk, and a few laughs. Instead, they got into a controversy that quickly became one of the most heavily discussed moments of his entire career. And believe it or not, it had nothing to do with his performance, his son, or the legacy he has built. It was about a city, Memphis, Tennessee. During the conversation, the discussion shifted towards something every NBA player understands, but very few ever explain publicly in this kind of detail: the non-stop exhaustion that comes with traveling. An 82-game schedule, back-to-backs, overnight flights, and hotel rooms that eventually start feeling exactly the same. LeBron, now 41 years old and still pushing through another NBA season, was asked what that lifestyle truly feels like behind the scenes, and he was completely honest. He explained what it feels like to arrive in a city on some random weekday, check into what he described as just another Hyatt, and immediately start preparing for a game the next night without really getting the chance to experience where he actually is. He mentioned Milwaukee first, describing the reality of arriving on a regular Tuesday, exhausted, hurting, and sitting inside a hotel room that feels identical to the previous 20 he has visited. Then the conversation shifted towards Memphis, and that is where everything started to explode. LeBron said that playing in Memphis on a random Thursday is not exactly one of the highlights of his season, and he went even further by saying he is far from the only NBA player who feels that way. According to him, players have privately discussed the city for years, and some have even suggested that the Grizzlies should move somewhere else. His specific suggestion was Nashville. He pointed out that Nashville already has Vanderbilt University, it has NASCAR connections, it has major stadium infrastructure, and even an NHL franchise. In LeBron's view, the city already has many of the ingredients needed to be a major sports market, and he suggested that the Grizzlies could potentially flourish there in ways they may not in Memphis. Now, you already know how the internet works, so you can probably guess what came next. Clips from the interview were everywhere within hours. Sports shows jumped on the story almost immediately, and the reaction was anything but divided. It was overwhelmingly negative, especially among people who actually call Memphis home. For many Memphians, this was not simply another NBA opinion. It felt like one of the biggest athletes on the planet publicly taking shots at their city, their culture, and their community, while casually discussing it on someone else's podcast with absolutely nothing personally at stake. One of the loudest and most viral responses did not come from a former player, analyst, or coach. It came from 2 children. A local Memphis news station stopped a pair of young Grizzlies fans over the weekend and asked what they thought about LeBron's comments, and their reactions quickly took off online. One of the kids said directly that he could no longer respect LeBron after hearing what he said, and argued that nobody should be allowed to disrespect Memphis that way. The other young fan, dressed in a Grizzlies jersey, basically told LeBron that his greatest days were already behind him and that retirement might be something he should start considering. It was savage. It was funny on one level, but it also showed just how deeply the people of Memphis took the entire situation. This was not simply NBA fans getting emotional over some trade rumor. This was about identity, hometown pride, and the feeling that one of the world's biggest athletes was taking unnecessary shots at a city that has already spent years dealing with negative attention. The criticism did not end with those kids on the street. Terrell Owens, the Hall of Fame wide receiver who played his college football in Tennessee, entered the conversation and had plenty to say about himself. He suggested that LeBron simply does not care how his comments affect everyday people, and that his enormous platform gives him the freedom to say whatever he wants without suffering any serious consequences. Coaches around the NBA also joined the discussion. Both the Grizzlies' own head coach and an opposing coach who previously worked as a Grizzlies assistant pushed back against LeBron's remarks, defending both Memphis and the organization. Even people with no direct connection to basketball became part of the debate. The president and CEO of the Greater Memphis Chamber publicly responded and did not hold back when addressing similar comments previously made by a prominent ESPN personality about Nashville potentially landing an NBA franchise through expansion. The anger coming out of Memphis was about much more than one interview. It was the result of years of outside voices repeatedly questioning whether the city even deserved to keep its team. And LeBron's comments felt like throwing gasoline directly onto a fire that had already been burning. But here's where this story gets even more interesting. LeBron was definitely not the first person to raise this idea, not even close. Back in 2023, a former NBA player brought up the exact same possibility. The idea of the Grizzlies eventually moving to Nashville during a podcast appearance was already being discussed by a man who is now actually coaching on LeBron's own Lakers staff. Those comments created enough backlash that the podcast host later felt compelled to publicly apologize. Then, only weeks before LeBron gave his interview, a Golden State Warriors forward made a very similar argument on his own podcast, floating the exact same relocation idea. So when LeBron said he was not the first person around the league to discuss this, he was quite literally telling the truth. Apparently, this has been a conversation circulating privately among NBA players for years. LeBron simply became the person who said it loudly enough, with enough superstar power behind his name, for it to break straight into the mainstream news cycle. And that context matters because it slightly changes how this controversy should be viewed. This was not some completely random insult that suddenly came out of nowhere. It was the tip of an iceberg that had been forming for quite some time. But because LeBron has a level of name recognition that almost no athlete in any sport can match, his comments landed very differently. When a mid-level player says something like this on a podcast, it barely creates a ripple. But when arguably the most famous basketball player alive says it, suddenly it becomes national news before the day is even over. The leadership in Memphis clearly understood just how big the moment had become, because Mayor Paul Young was not about to remain silent. On social media, he addressed the controversy directly, and instead of responding with pure anger, chose a completely different approach. He actually invited LeBron to come spend real time in Memphis, experience the city's culture firsthand, and look into what the mayor described as meaningful investment opportunities happening there. It was a smart and calculated response, transforming a moment of criticism into an opportunity to show what Memphis really has to offer, instead of turning social media into one long shouting match. As of the latest updates, however, it remains unclear whether LeBron has accepted that invitation or plans to do so at any point down the road. Meanwhile, the man sitting at the center of the storm was not exactly retreating from his original position. Just a few days after the interview first aired, reporters caught up with LeBron and asked him directly about the growing backlash. And in typical LeBron fashion, he did not soften his position at all. He told reporters bluntly that at 41 years old, there were simply 2 cities in the league he currently did not enjoy playing in, and he named them directly: Milwaukee and Memphis. He even mentioned his own hometown of Akron, Ohio, saying that returning there is not always something he necessarily looks forward to either. His overall point was that people should calm down and put their energy into things that actually matter in their own lives, instead of becoming furious over one basketball player's honest thoughts about hotel stays and the exhausting nature of road trips. He specifically explained that his issue was never with the people of Memphis, but with things such as the particular hotel chain the team usually stays in when visiting the city. Then, just when it looked like the story could not get any more interesting, LeBron doubled down once again a few days later and added a third city to the list. This time, it was Cleveland, the same city where he became a legend, the same city where he delivered a championship that remains one of the greatest sporting moments in the region's history. Yet even that city could not escape his complaints about the demands of non-stop NBA travel. At that point, the story started becoming less about Memphis specifically, and more about LeBron being brutally honest about how draining an NBA season can become when you are approaching 42 and still expected to perform at an elite level every night, in every city, year after year. Not everyone in the sports media world was ready to pile on against him either. Former NFL player and current ESPN personality Ryan Clark used his own podcast platform to present a completely different perspective on the situation. Clark argued that LeBron should not automatically be cast as the villain because he is far from the first athlete to ever express opinions like these. From Clark's perspective, much of the online outrage was not really about what LeBron said, but about the way media outlets framed the story in search of a viral headline. He suggested that rather than placing all the responsibility on one player for honestly expressing his personal preferences, Memphis might gain more by examining why players, coaches, and outsiders continue raising similar concerns year after year. According to Clark, the deeper issue behind all of this frustration is not really about LeBron personally disliking Memphis or attacking the city itself. It is about the concern that a team could eventually be moved simply to satisfy the preferences of a small group of stars who would rather play somewhere more glamorous. But that interpretation did not convince everyone. Some fans and commentators strongly rejected the idea that this was nothing more than an innocent complaint about travel exhaustion. Their argument was that LeBron did not merely say he personally disliked staying at a particular hotel. He openly suggested that an entire city's NBA franchise should be uprooted and relocated somewhere else altogether. And that kind of move could obviously impact thousands of real people, from lifelong fans to arena workers and local businesses that rely heavily on game day revenue. For those critics, that makes it a completely different kind of statement than simply complaining about being tired while traveling. One is personal frustration. The other is an idea that could potentially reshape an entire city's identity and economy if the league or team ownership ever seriously considered it. It is also important to look at the larger context surrounding Memphis itself, because that helps explain why this controversy struck such a nerve. The city has faced a series of difficult headlines in recent years involving public safety concerns and major incidents that received national attention. That reputation, whether fair or unfair, has followed both Memphis and its NBA franchise for some time, making the city an easy target whenever athletes or media personalities want to talk about places they consider undesirable. For many residents, LeBron's comments felt like just another example of outsiders reducing an entire community to a handful of negative talking points, while ignoring its culture, music history, food scene, and the real passion that exists throughout the city. Especially among Grizzlies fans who continue showing up and supporting their team regardless of everything happening around them. At the same time, you cannot honestly discuss this controversy without admitting that the relocation conversation did not begin with LeBron, and it probably will not end with him either. Nashville has been mentioned as a possible destination for an NBA franchise several times over the last few years, largely because of its rapidly growing population, established sports infrastructure, and reputation as one of the fastest-growing cities in America. Even Nashville's own mayor entered the discussion during this same news cycle, responding to questions about the Grizzlies potentially moving there by saying he respects Memphis and the Grizzlies exactly where they are. So, interestingly enough, even the leadership of the city that could supposedly benefit from all this relocation talk did not appear interested in pouring more fuel on the fire. What makes this entire situation so fascinating, and honestly pretty relatable once you remove the fame and money, is that at its heart, LeBron was describing something very human. The burnout that comes from repeating the same routine again and again, sleeping in forgettable hotel rooms, spending weeks away from home, and having almost no control over your own schedule. Anyone with a regular job that requires constant travel can probably understand some version of that frustration, even if their situation does not involve millions of fans tracking every move or reporters waiting outside the locker room for a quote. The difference, obviously, is that when an average person complains about a work trip, nobody records it, clips it, and turns it into a national controversy for an entire week. There is also a bigger point worth considering when it comes to the amount of influence athletes like LeBron hold in today's media environment. A remark made during a relatively casual YouTube podcast, not even on a major national television broadcast, suddenly became a story dominating sports programs, local news, and social media feeds for days. It was covered by outlets ranging from traditional sports journalism to entertainment and celebrity news. It generated reactions from active coaches, retired players, government officials, and even young kids being interviewed on the street. That is a level of influence that very few people anywhere in the world actually possess. And it proves that once you reach LeBron James level fame, there is really no such thing as a harmless throwaway comment anymore. Every word gets amplified, analyzed, picked apart, and eventually turned into a headline, whether that was the intention or not. So where does everything stand from here? Right now, there is absolutely no indication that the Grizzlies are preparing to relocate. At least for the moment, this is still a conversation and not an actual business move being seriously pursued by the NBA or the team's ownership. LeBron has repeatedly made his personal feelings clear and has shown no signs of walking them back. Meanwhile, Memphis has answered with a combination of frustration, pride, and, in the mayor's case, an effort to transform the criticism into a genuine invitation. Whether LeBron ever decides to visit Memphis and experience the city in the way the mayor hopes remains something we will have to wait and see. But one thing is undeniable. This controversy touched on something much larger than one player's complaints about hotels and exhausting road trip schedules. It opened up questions about civic pride, media power, the physical demands of professional sports travel, and just how much influence one celebrity's words can have on the public perception of an entire city. At the end of the day, LeBron James has never really been known as someone who waters down his opinions just to stay away from controversy, and this situation was no different. Whether you believe he was simply being brutally honest about the exhausting reality of NBA travel, or you think he crossed a serious line by suggesting that an entire community's team should be moved elsewhere for the sake of convenience, one thing is for sure: this story is not disappearing anytime soon. And the next time Memphis and Nashville are mentioned together in the same NBA conversation, you can bet plenty of people will remember exactly how this entire debate began. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know where you stand. Do you agree with LeBron on this one, or do you think he owes the city of Memphis an apology?